Let's go.
Cool. Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing fantastic, Michelle. So glad to be on your show. Your first participant on Michelle Eller's show here with you. I'm super excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've been able to grow
Yeah.
your company in 13 different countries and all 50 states, and you're like the video king. So tell me about your real estate journey.
Man, I'll tell you what. So I started off in the call center industry, right? So I started off making dials 15 hours a day, 8 a.m. the East Coast to 8 p.m. the West Coast. And this is what I didn't know I was learning during this time, right? So you name a value proposition, I pitched it. You name a differentiating factor, I learned it. You name a back of a CRM, I was in it. You name a brand strategy, I figured out which ones worked, right? During that time, I really figured out, it's not always the best agent who wins, unfortunately. It's the best known agent who wins.
That's right.
It's like, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Nick. Who the heck's Nick? I could literally read them their social security number that they filled out, and they still say they never filled out a form. Right? Or, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Nick. Oh, Nick, yeah. How's it going? It makes a world of difference. So that's when I realized, all these people are saying it's the leads. It's never the leads. It's your brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So where did you start?
Yeah, so I started at that call center, and I'll tell you what, I mean, for me, there's a little call center over in Cleveland. We started out, I think there was like 14 clients when we started there. There was about like 60 to 70 when I left, and I started managing all these clients too. So I started going from making calls, then to managing our callers, then to coaching our callers. It's actually a funny story. I don't think I've told this a couple times on the live, but the day before, I was about like 6 months in. And for most people, 6 months, it's like, oh, they don't have experience. But like I said, I was calling 15-hour days. At that point, I was managing clients. So I would argue that I have more experience than almost anyone in the industry at that point, just from how quickly I was inundated in it and doing it every single day. There might have been more people that made more calls over time. But in that short time period, I put my numbers up against almost anybody's, right? So there was our coach who was supposed to coach this group out in Canada. Shout out Brandon Town and Greg DeMillion. I still don't remember how it says, Greg D. And, he was supposed to coach them. And the day before, that coach quit. And Matt looked at me, he's like, crap. So we either lose this client, or he's like, he asked everybody on this group Zoom, because our entire company was there, who wants to coach this guy? I'm like, fuck it. I'm in. I'll do it. So then I ended up coaching him. And I have a great relationship with him to this day. I'll tell you what, my first call, Greg, sorry about this, but Greg was bald. He still is, right? So I was so nervous. I was 22 at the time. I was so nervous to turn on my camera. I said it didn't work. Because I'm like, dude, he's going to see how young I am. He's just not going to listen. But, that's when I really started coaching him, and eventually I had to turn my camera on, right? But, I really figured out, man, I know my stuff. Because, man, we were coaching them. They were dominating it, crushing it. Then I ended up coaching the entire team that was there. And then, for me, it was just understanding that it's not about longevity in this business. It's about who do you get your coaching from, who do you get your training from, and how quickly can you immerse yourself into it.
Right.
I'll tell you what, I know agents who have been in the business for a year that get the right coaching, the right mentorship, and I'll put them against anybody. These people, I know we have those realtors. Well, I've been in the business 35 years. Great. When's the last time you got coaching?
Yeah. I believe in coaching. I've doubled my business every year since I've got coaching.
Let's go.
And since EXP, it's just been mind-blowing. So
yes.
So you went from a call center to owning your own business. So elaborate.
Man, so here's the amazing thing about our partners, right? I would not be here without the partners in EXP and the Honey Badger Nation that we have, right? So here's what really happened. I went to an event in Key West. Al Stacey kind of, he snuck me in a little bit, but I got into this room and it was the biggest teams. I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate in this room. And I'm sitting there managing this call. So I'm like, how the heck did I get here? But I left there thinking I deserved to be there. And the thing was, those leaders were so vulnerable. They were so willing to open their playbook, to share where they were not too long ago. And I'm like, holy crap, they're just people.
Yeah.
These are just people just like me. And it clicked. If I just follow these people and do what they say, I'm going to be where they are. And I'm going to get there quicker because I get to learn from them. And, for me, especially since I came back, I started my own business. I help realtors in real estate industry use video in a simple way, right? But what one of my mentors, Jay Kinder, told me, he's like, don't create a shiny object, solve a problem. See, here's what happens with most companies, right? most real estate tech companies and these social media and video guys, they start with their technology in mind and then try and force feed it to realtors.
Yeah.
Force it on realtors. But here's what we learned. Identify the problem, figure out what service you're supposed to provide, and then figure out what technology fits that.
Right.
So that way you first solve the problem, you make it simple. And I think I love using the word simple and not easy, right? Because I can go on the back end and do this video editing, like using all the shortcuts. I'm like, oh, this is easy, right? And you might be like, what the heck just happened? But on the flip side too, you can go sell homes, help people buy homes and do all that. And I'd look at you and you're like, this is easy. I'll be like, that's not easy. So the word easy is based on perception. So all these people say, use our easy technology. Chances are it's very freaking difficult, but they've spent 10 years building it. So of course they think it's easy. So
right.
For me, I understood that the biggest problem most successful realtors have, they don't have enough time in a day to learn technology. And most places make it so difficult, they're almost forcing you to hire them at an ultra high level to do shabby work, in my opinion. So I'm like, if I can make video and branding simple, we can help a lot of real estate agents.
Which is why I'm doing this, because you forced me out of my comfort zone.
Yes. Well, but that's the thing. Like if it wasn't easy, I mean, you'll get out of your comfort zone either way, but if it wasn't easy, it could take longer, right?
Yeah.
What we want to do is make it simple. So it's like, all right, if we give me 20 minutes a day, we can do this video.
Yeah. Like one step at a time, one easy task, task, do it. Focus. Yeah. Implement, do it. I find that when you do, you get coaching and stuff from other places and all that stuff. I mean, they give you all these ideas and I feel like you're so inundated with ideas, it like paralyzes you because you're like, okay, so I have 10 ideas now. Which ones do I do?
And a lot of time it's like generalized concepts that you then have to go and try and figure out. And I can't tell you, I go to social media and video events sometimes and I'm like, I stopped going to a lot of these guys because I'm like, I'm walking out more confused than when I walked in, and this is my field. I'm like, dude, it sounds great on paper, but what can you actually implement? If you can't implement it, it doesn't work. I learned that early on. If an agent cannot simply implement the video strategy doesn't work. It's not the realtor that doesn't work, because I'll tell you what, if you get in the day of the life of an expert realtor and say they don't work, number one, that is absolutely false. I see how hard realtors work. It's the video strategy that doesn't work. But that takes swallowing their pride and ego, and they don't want to do that. They say the realtor doesn't know how to do it. No, you did not make it simple enough for the realtor to do it.
Absolutely. So when you made the move to EXP, what problems did that solve for you?
Man, so here's my big problem, right? We can make a terrible agent look amazing. And who does that really help, right? If I'm helping bad agents who want to bypass training and coaching, becoming an expert and just look great online, because we can do that. Who am I really helping? The homeowner suffers, right? Yeah, so, before this, I had a tough time finding the experienced realtors who wanted to use video a simple way, because the chances are they're so busy that they're like, I don't have time for that. You sound like it's just like everybody else who's going to make me spend thousands of dollars and then still make me figure everything out. I like to say this. It's like if a realtor went into someone and say, I'll teach you how to sell your home, but then you still have to pay me. That's what a lot of these videos guys do, right? Mm-hmm. But I was like, man, I got to find a bunch of experienced agents who are experts and help the experts be seen more. That was my big problem.
Yep. Cool. Yep. And so at any point, did you feel stuck in your business prior to EXP?
Oh, man. Yeah, I felt stuck trying to find the agents. I felt stuck trying to find the agents. And I'll tell you what, you want to know what solved that problem, Michelle?
I do.
Our freaking group, Honey Badger Nation, right? I'll tell you what, Honey Badger Nation, there we go.
Yeah.
So the thing was, man, this group gets constant coaching, gets constant training from the top experts all across the country. We have real estate experts all across the country, and even more so, we fit core value wise, right? Everybody in this group, man, we have a set of core values. We have principles that we follow. So for me, it gave me a whole plethora of people saying, they are good core value fits. These people are experts. And now I get to come in and say, I will make video and branding simpler. So now I can help take all these people who are amazing agents and get them more well seen in a simple way. That was a huge problem it solved. Because I'll tell you what, I don't want to work with agents who aren't experts. I've turned agents away because, look, I used to have to do a bunch of references. I still do some, like when we work on a high level. But with Honey Badger Nation, I know who they came from. I know that person's an expert. Right. Yeah. So for me, it solved the problem of trying to pinpoint agents all across the country. It was almost impossible. Now we have an entire group, over 7,000 agents across the nation that are getting constant coaching, training, have the ability to get better every day. Those are the agents that I'm looking to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were even on a call this morning. I saw that you were in our call with Coach Michael Burt.
Yes.
I mean, what they offer us is like, it's just mind blowing what they offer us, and it's completely free, which is
amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah, it really is. And I'll tell you what, it's an honor to work with you, Michelle. Like you were saying, you double your business. Why? Because you're coachable. You want to get better. I'll tell you what, I don't think I'll ever hear the words out of Michelle's mouth. Well, I've been in the industry 25 years, like whatever amount of years that you're going to be in it for, as long as you're in it. Because why? Because the experts don't have to say that. That's what you say when you're not an expert and can't clearly differentiate yourself, show your expertise. You bank on the fact of how long you've been in the business, or if you're older than someone. I'll tell you what, experts are able to clearly communicate why they're an expert.
Absolutely. And I mean, what we're doing with this video stuff is amazing, and being able to, you know, help educate the buyers and sellers from my point of view. I mean, this real estate market right now is absurd. And so, I mean, educating them and so they can make educated decisions. And I feel like video is the best way to get that information out there, because you may not have the capabilities of sitting down in front of 50 to 100 people a day coaching and telling them, you know, how to navigate this real estate business. So,
well, and I give you a lot of props too, Michelle, because look, you're a true industry expert, and to go on here to learn real estate, and then also to say, hey, I'm going to partner with people that are going to help me on the video side, because look, over 80% of people are going to look to video to choose a real estate agent. Absolutely. And being the expert you are, you're like, I don't want 80% of people not to work with me, because then they might go with an agent who's not as much of an expert, who is not as good, and might like, look, this is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Right. So for you to say, I'm going to get uncomfortable, I'm going to get on video, I'm going to go do these things, I'm going to continue to learn, major props to you. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're partnering together.
Cool. Well, I appreciate everything that you do. And I will be hopping on our call again tonight at, tonight at 7, because, you know, you can never continuously get better. It's just whatever. I'm just trying to get good.
Let's keep getting better. Absolutely. That's the mindset, right? Keep getting coaching, keep getting better, because like you said, why not?
Yep. Perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks for your time.
Yes. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for having me on.
Bye-bye.